Hey everyone, Dan at Bushcraft. Well, I'm out here on a very cold, windy November morning. My apologies if you hear a lot of noise. We get some pretty good gusts of wind this morning out here, and it's hovering around 25 degrees plus wind chill, so it's cold. But I got something really cool that we're going to field test today. This is the signal sack from Bushcraft Outfitters. Now, I've been doing a set of videos. I've got 5 done so far, still working on it, called Real Survival. It's the middle of hunting season right now, or actually towards the end. It's elk season now, and not too long ago up on the hill, I heard a shot. So hopefully they hear my voice and realize this is a human talking and not an elk. Anyway, I've been doing that series, and I was motivated to start that series, Real Survival, because every single year here in the Ochco Mountains, search and rescue is out finding lost hunters. Other times of the year, they're searching for lost hikers, lost fishermen, even campers that have wandered out of camp and got lost. But especially this time of year, we get a lot of lost hunters. So in that series, I've been teaching on just some real basic skills of signaling and emergency shelter, some emergency survival skills and things to help you get rescued. So Bushcraft Outfitters sent me this to go along with that series. So again, this is the signal sack. And what it is, it's a 29-inch square ripstop 70D nylon, completely waterproof sack. On one side, you can get it in multicam, which is what they sent me, coyote brown or olive drab. The other side is a very, very bright orange. Obviously, a great signal panel for helping to get rescued. It also has tie-outs around the outside, and I got some ideas on how to test this out today. In addition, it's a sack. It's a nice big sack. So, a couple things come to mind. Remember I said it's waterproof? Okay, everything out here is soaked. It has been raining. We had a couple inches of snow. It rained on top of the snow melt and the rain. There's nothing on the ground around here that's dry. Waterproof. I can set this anywhere I need to kneel. So I want to kneel down, and we're going to make a fire here in just a little bit. I want to kneel down and make a fire. I got something to put my knees on. I got something to set my tinder on. If I'm making shavings from fat wood, I would actually use this side, nice bright orange side to make my shavings and tinder and fire material on. I can kneel on this while I start my fire. Cool thing, and we're going to do this in just a few minutes. I can fill this up with pine needles or fir boughs and make myself a nice big insulated ground pad that I can tie with these to the back of my pack and carry it with me wherever I go. I've got a big padded cushion. I sit down here for a while, have a snack, continue on my way hunting or whatever. I only need to fill this one time, because everywhere I go I'd have to refill it because, like I said, everything's wet on the ground. Fill it one time, tie it off on the back of my pack, and go. Also, tinder materials, dry sticks, dry twigs, pine needles, whatever I've got here, I could fill this. If I want to go out and make a big circle around where I'm going to have camp, I can get myself a big bag full of tinder to haul back to camp, then stuff it with pine needles and sit on it. It's great. So first use I thought of, my pack. From Spec Ops brand, best pack on the market as far as I'm concerned, 1000 denier Cordura. But in constant heavy rain, the moisture will soak through eventually into the pack. I've had it happen. where my top layer of stuff inside was damp. These tie outs on the other end, where you got 3. I can just tie this to the straps on my pack, tie it right here. So imagine the backpack is on my back. I take those tie outs, I'll tie the 2 outside ones to the straps, tie this middle one right here to the handle, and I have a pack cover. Not only that, but I got the ties on around here so I can secure it on the bottom so the wind, if it's windy, the wind won't lift it up. So I now have a complete pack cover. Well, what if I'm in trouble out here? I'm carrying my pack and I'm doing stuff, but I'm in trouble. I turn it around and I tie it on the pack that way. Now, everywhere I go, I'm a bright orange flag. I have this bright orange flag on my back. So for whatever reason, I'm not sitting right here, but I know I need help, and I'm moving around, you know, maybe hunting materials. Maybe I've decided to follow the creek or the trail, but I am in trouble and I'm trying to alert people. Bright orange signal on the back of my pack. So my pack is going to stay completely dry and protected. I can camouflage it, just cover it. I'm in trouble, distress. And again, that is a big piece of orange. Check out the signaling video I did in my Real Survival series. I built signaling tripods. We're talking 7 to 10 feet in the air, big tripods with orange flagging tape on them. Tie this to the top, put that up there, 8-10 feet in the air, and this would just be amazing on top of one of those signaling tripods. Okay, we're gonna go down here. I got some more ideas for this. Okay, we're gonna go down here and make a fire. It's cold, like I said. I need something to sit on. I got myself a bundle of pine needles here, but the pine needles are wet. Unlike the first video where we were out here during hunting season and everything was dry and we could just sit on the pine needles, now the wetness would soak through my clothes and I would get cold from the wet. So, also I need a place to kneel. So let's make myself a pad. Wow, that'll hold a lot of pine needles, more than I thought. That's gonna work for a starter. So I'm gonna have me a place to kneel. I'm gonna have me a place to sit that I can move it really easily from location to location. And when I'm done, if I want to, and maybe where I'm going there's not going to be a lot of ground material, or I'm heading up higher where there's more snow and I'm going to have to dig, I'll just tie this to the back of my pack, add a couple pounds of weight, but I don't have to stop and rebag this. So very cool. All right, let's go make a fire. Okay, I got me some rocks leaned up against this log, trying to get out of the wind, so that log's going to help block the wind off. I got some material laid out down there, some fat wood and some twigs and stuff that I hauled over here. But let's try this out first of all. I filled this with pine needles up over here, and now I've packed it down here and I leaned it up against this log. Let's try this out. Nice. That's actually very comfortable, and I can make that twice as big. I had just made that small pile of pine needles thinking that that would fill it, but it's only half full, so I can make this a lot bigger and a lot more comfortable. Another thing I just thought of, I got my big trash bag for my bed. I can cover over pine needles or fill it. There's my pillow. Another use. So I would leave this full of pine needles right now and just kneel on top of it. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Kneel on top of it while I'm building my fire, and then sit on top of it next to my fire. Well, I'm going to empty this out for a minute. I'll have to fill it back up when I do that, because I got something else I want to show you guys as we get our fire going. Another cool use for this. So let me pause you again. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. Have you ever been out here and needed to get a fire going when it was snowing or raining? Now, you know, unless it's pouring down hard, and then you just need to get up under some tree boughs and things to get out of the heavy rain. But even then, you're going to have some dripping coming down onto your fire. So if you're ever out here in the snow or rain and you need to get a fire going, until those flames start burning good, you know, you've got a little bit of flame and stuff, you need a way to protect. Otherwise, your tinder, when you light it, could just immediately be put out. Okay, let me grab another stick here. Now, this makes a great cover for starting a fire. So I'm not going to want to leave it there. You know, the flames would melt it and whatnot once the fire is going. But for getting that first little bit of flame going to protect from the rain or the snow, it comes in handy for that. As soon as I'm done, I'll throw my pine needles back inside of it, and I'll have a nice insulated place to sit back here in front of this fire. So I don't know if you remember from my last video, my new 8-inch ferro rod, and I've got a fire plug sitting here, trying to, yeah, you guys can see that. There we go. So I got my fire plug going, and I could have done that. I wanted you guys to see it on the camera. I could have done it up underneath this, but I have a place to get out of rain or snow to get my fire going. And I got a few more pieces of fat wood down here. Get in there. And so I could make this a little higher. I could set this up on a tripod. I just leaned a couple poles on this log, but I could have put this on a tripod like this, spread it out. Okay, there's no snow, there's no rain that can get to my fire. My flames are starting to go pretty good. I got some fat wood on there. I got some dry stuff under the fat wood. Got some bigger stuff I'm going to put on there in just a minute. So once I think that I've got my flame going good enough to where the snow and rain's not going to put it out and I can start adding big stuff, just pull this off. Go back over here. Fill this back up. that fire. Get myself a nice warm fire here built up. And if the smoke changes direction, all I got to do is put that over there. If I have a shelter built, if I have a lean-to or something built, I can sit on this under my lean-to in front of my nice fire. Like I said, I wouldn't want to get this real close to the flames, but if I'm sitting on it, my legs, my body kind of help protect it. Right now, I'm actually laying on it. It's not quite big enough, but tell you, with my garbage bag and this combined, I'd have both a bed and a pillow, which is really cool. So again, I like this thing. This thing is very cool. Multiple uses. Again, putting it up for a signal to get rescued. Put it on the top of one of those tripods that I made, signaling tripod. It's raining out here. Throw it over the back of your pack. Tie it on the back of your pack. Now nothing in your pack's going to get wet. You need help while you're out, while you're on the move. Flip it over. Bright orange on the back of your pack. You need to get tinder, dry stuff to your fire. Fill the bag with tinder. Haul it to your fire. You need to be insulated from the ground. You know, fill it full and sit on it, or just kneel on it to keep your knees dry while you're building a fire real quick, or if you want the padding under your knees. Multiple uses there. Again, resources. It's waterproof, so anything I want to keep dry, I can put inside of it. And if you remember the start of this video when I pulled it out, it folds up into this little tiny square that only weighs a few ounces, that fits right in the pocket of my pants. So it's not something that I have to carry in my pack or anything. It goes in my pocket. I have certain items that are always in my pocket. You know, a knife, cordage, fire plugs, ferro rod, and now the signal sack from Bushcraft Outfitters. I really like this, guys. It was a field test, but when I got it in the mail last night, I could tell just by looking that I was going to like it. And then the ideas, and you probably have a lot of ideas I haven't thought of, send them to me in the comments. But the ideas started, you know, running through my head. How can I use this? Oh yeah, that. And so I was excited to get out here, and I knew it was going to become a part of my gear. But it's going to be something that's always on me. In fact, it would fit in this shirt pocket. It would fit in a shirt pocket, a vest pocket, pants pocket, and again, it only weighs a few ounces. It's waterproof, ripstop, signal sack. Very cool. Very cool item, and it fits in a pocket. So, and remember guys, now this is at Bushcraft Outfitters. I'll put the website in the description. Please remember, whenever you want to order gear from Bushcraft Outfitters, like their new monster 8-inch ferro rod, which I'm absolutely loving and just used to start this fire, to their knives, first aid kits, tarps, ponchos, whatever, including the signal sack, use the code OCHCO and get yourself a discount. Thanks guys. I'm going to move this around to the other side of the fire, get this thing roaring. Whoa! Okay. The wind just took my tripod and blew it face down. Sorry guys, but I'm gonna sign off here and get around here by this fire and get warm. Dan at OCHCO Bushcraft. Take care everyone.